Hi, I'm Mieke Molders and I'll be your host to explain how to combine outputs on mintBlue. First, let's start with preparing multiple outputs. Next, we can send the transaction to the mintBlue platform for final storage on the Bitcoin blockchain. And finally, I want to verify the transaction via the mintBlue console to make sure it has been successfully stored. So why would you combine multiple outputs? One of the notable features of mintBlue is the ability to combine these different outputs in a single transaction. This capability opens up a myriad of possibilities for complex applications that require multiple functionalities, such as simultaneously making a payment and storing relevant data or documents on the blockchain. All right, let's get coding. All right, let's create our index.js file and let's paste in the boilerplate code from the SDK getting started section. Make sure to replace the SDK token and project ID with your variables. Now, let's create an output array with two output types. First, I want to create a file output. Next, I want to create a data output. Now we have the outputs array, we can actually send transaction to mintBlue. As you can see, it's straightforward to combine multiple output types. You can actually add any more output types to this transaction, or you can leave it at just two output types. So now let's send the transaction to mintBlue and let's extrapolate the transaction ID. Let's use the client object to create a new transaction. And we need to pass it our project ID and our outputs array. And as a last step, I want to print the output to the terminal. So let's print the what's on chain link to the terminal. Finally, let's verify if our code works by executing the file. And this should send the transaction with two outputs to the mintBlue platform for final storage on the Bitcoin blockchain. And as you can see, it prints the what's on chain transaction ID, so it has been successful. Now, let's quickly verify if the transaction has been included in the mintBlue platform. Let's go to the projects tab and click our project. I have named it combine outputs, but you can name it differently. And then click on the transaction tab. And here you can see our transaction. Click on the view button. And then if you scroll down, you can see the contents of the transaction and you will find first our file output. Then you will find our data output. And lastly, you will also see a payment transaction, which is a change transaction from mintBlue. You can safely ignore this. Thank you for completing this how-to guide. If you want to learn more, make sure to check out the other output types. Further, you can explore how to encrypt and sign outputs. And finally, take a look at example applications to better understand how to integrate mintBlue into real applications.